What's going on, beautiful people, my brothers and sisters, them beautiful patriots? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. And before we get into it, I just want to tell you guys that I love you, man, and I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. You know, don't care what you look like, where you're from, what your age is. We don't see color, man. One race, the human race, one love, man. They want us divided, man. We got to come together. We're living in the most craziest, darkest, craziest, sickening, disgraceful times. Just being honest, man. Just being honest, completely honest with you. No sugarcoating it. Calling it for what it is. Millions of people are dropping like flies right now, especially chasing the American dream. The American dream is dead, you know? And to see what has taken place, especially this July, the month that we're in now, of 2024, you should be fired up to go to that voting booth, man. We have to get out and go vote, man. We have to do our part, man. We got to continue to stomp the ground, y'all. You know? Now they up here pulling the race card, doing this, the gender. I mean, it's sick. Man, it is sick. You know? Kick that man to the curb. They knew he could. They knew they were defeated. Kicked him to the curb. To the curb. Then you got this woman up here playing the act. You know, it's sickening, man. Different face, same policies that put America last. They've lied to we the people, man. Lied. And tried to clean it up and cover it up. You know? And a lot of us, we already knew. It wasn't a surprise to us, man. Look how these last 3.5, 4 years has been. Just look. But let's go and get into it. I'm gonna pull the 5 out. They say Jessica. She's gonna run everybody off Fox. Oh boy. You know. Oh boy. Let's go and get into it, man. She's back. We enjoyed that break. We actually was enjoying the break, you know. The 5, the ratings were up for Fox and everything with the 5. I'm telling you, man, everybody was enjoying the 5. But now she's back, y'all. She's back and we got to shine. Let's go and get into it, man. But old cackling Kamala. DEI didn't earn it. And I'm sick of this race card. I'm sick of hearing black this, black that. It ain't black. I'm sick of hearing all this black stuff. Sick of hearing the race card. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. I know you're probably sick and tired of hearing it too. It's disgusting. This is why we're divided now, and a divided nation must fall. It is a circus, man. That's what we're living in. A show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dana Perino, along with Katie Pavlich, Jessica Tarlov, Brian Kilmeade, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The 5. Well, he's back and he's going up the stairs. President Biden making his first public appearance days after his party forced him off the ticket and crowned his Veep.
Fella was taking them stairs nice and consistent. He looked pretty good up them stairs. Look at y'all. Look at Joe. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe. The world is Joe. These last 4 years, we are struggling, Joe. Y'all lied to the American people. We find out they didn't add some kind of stimulant, some robot stimulant or some kind of. Let me find out you off them gas station dick pills today, Joe. They done doped you up on them gas station dick pills. Hey, Joe. Hey. Because he looked pretty consistent up them stairs today. I ain't gonna lie to you. He off them Rhino gas. Yeah, them Patriots know about them 7-Eleven gas station dick pills. Y'all not slick now.
And he's going up the stairs. President Biden making his first public appearance days after his party forced him off the ticket and crowned his Veep as Queen of the Democrats. It took only 36 hours for Kamala Harris to lock down enough delegates to become the presumptive Democratic nominee, and doing so without earning a single primary vote. Kamala keeping the momentum going, speaking to a crowd of 3,000 supporters in battleground Wisconsin. It was her first official rally, and Harris took the fight right to Donald Trump.
You all helped us win in 2020. And in 2024, we will win again.
They rigged that truck up, and they rigged that truck up, man. They rigged that truck up. That boy, come to find out, it wasn't even an engine. They had to rig that truck up in 2020, boy. Whew, boy. And that's why we're at where we're at now. Struggling. America is dog now. Being honest. Millions dying, chasing the American dream. A laughing stock. You know? Where we're at now. Come on in. We don't care about the people. No, come on. Got everything for you. What about we the people? What about we the people? Oh, what did you do? You committed a crime? Oh, go back out there and do it again, why don't ya? Do it again. Oh, we don't care. Do it again. They tried everything in the book. Wipe Donald through the mud. Coming after your political opponent. Can't tell you what his crimes are. Sham trials, wasted time. Tax-paying dollars just flying out the window. Set it on fire. Threat to our democracy. Our sweet democracy. Our sweet little democracy. Oh, he's Adolf. Yeah, that's a Hitler fella. Yeah, all the hatred they've spewed out. Disgusting, man. And now I got to see this. This is ridiculous. Man. I'll just be honest with you. You know. And she gets up there laughing. There's nothing funny, ma'am. There's nothing funny. People are struggling. And get up there laughing. Telling y'all, man. Somebody said, somebody was in the comments said, Rick, you might be right. If they were to rig that thing and she became, yeah, man, I'm telling you, boy, just watch the way the world will go. I'm telling you, we gonna be, man. It ain't gonna be no more. Like I gotta watch my words on here, but gas price is gonna be $20 a gallon.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
And it looks like the media is having a Harris honeymoon.
I kind of fell in love with her. I thought she was smart, engaging. She's funny, feisty, twinkle in your eye.
What is this strange feeling? It's like my blood is flowing again.
The excitement is palpable.
There was just an incredible
level of excitement and support for her.
Kamala Harris has had the single best first day of any presidential candidate in history.
They've switched it up. It's going to be a southpaw now. Rocky's a southpaw. Don't go into close, Rocky. It's my best Burgess Meredith, folks, for children scared this morning. Go back and see Rocky.
Donald Trump says he is ready to debate his new opponent and do it more than once.
If Kamala Harris does end up being the Democrats' nominee, will you commit to debating her at least one time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'd want to. I think it's important. I would be willing to do more than one debate, actually.
Greg, the media reminded me of like a 7-year-old kid playing Go Fish. And as soon as they get their car, they're like, I got exactly what I wanted. But last week, they never would have said that.
No, it's like there's a bat signal that comes out to tell them exactly what to say. And 1 minute they're this way, then they're this way, but they're all in unison. Mm-hmm. So you have these two competing factions that are going to arise. And it's not going to be left versus right. It's going to be fantasy versus reality. The fantasy is going to be the media narrative machine. That narrative will tell you Kamala is absolutely amazing, historic, and she's going to show Trump to be old and racist, the greatest first day of any presidential candidate ever. Then, on the other side, you're going to have the basket case theory. As time goes by, you will see the flaws, the weirdness, until you realize, holy hell, she's a basket case. So the goal for the media is to get you to stay in the first narrative without ever seeing the second. They did this with Joe, right? They tried to stay in the he's as sharp as a tack narrative.
Sharp as a tack.
And not, oh my God, he's a basket case. So again, it's not left versus right. It's not like I hate Kamala Harris. It's like, no, we're just saying, that's fantasy. This is reality. The New York.
Y'all know what Vivek said. We are against a machine. We are against a machine. Huge salute to Vivek Ramaswamy.
New York Times had 8 of their prized columnists grade potential candidates on electability. She was the last, and she was seen as fundamentally weak and floundered as VP. But it didn't matter. The party has to coalesce around her because they feel that they have no choice. They have to do what they're told. When the higher ups say, eat your vegetables, they eat them, or in this case, they cover for them. So you prepare for the most orchestrated effort to snow the public. She will be genius. She will be focused. She'll be on top of things. But and I will end on this, Dana. I would like to think that the media has matured in the way they consume information, and you mature by being repeatedly burned by the stove. And the stove is the media, right? They tell you that riots are mostly peaceful. There are fine people on both sides. Joe is as sharp as a tack. So you got to remember the previous time you were burned, or you will get burned again.
It's almost, Jessica, I'm curious what you think, because it does feel like the Democrats feel freed from the shackles that were tying them down with Joe Biden. But is she the answer to the question? Like, if you took everything voters dislike about Joe Biden and solved only the age problem, does that get you to where you want to be in November?
So I'll address the joyfulness first, because it's permeating all of us. And I saw this tweet that I think really summed up what was going on. It's a staffer on the Biden-Harris campaign who said the last 3 weeks felt like a funeral, and now I'm at an open bar wedding. Mm-hmm. And that's how it's going to be for the next 104 days. And that doesn't mean that we're divorced from reality, that the cards aren't stacked against her, that Trump doesn't have an advantage. She was polling behind Joe Biden in the matchups, and most of them on a national scale and in key swing states. And obviously, they're going to have to be very smart about who you pick as VP to try to pick up the state that they're from. But if we're going to lose, we want to go down swinging from that coconut tree or whatever. Like, we are unburdened. We are here living in the context of which we are, where we are, what the passage of time. Inject all of it into my veins at this moment. I am on the bus, and I plan to be there for the next 3.5 months. And I think that when you talk about the coup, I should have used my quotes, the coup of all of this, the fact of the matter is that no rules were violated from this. The DNC rules are the same that they were 2 weeks ago as they are today that allowed this. And these delegates pledged to support Joe Biden, who then told Joe Biden what he wanted. And what he wanted was for them to support Kamala Harris. Now, I know a lot of people, I know Harold, for instance, was in support of a mini primary of some kinds, and everyone was trying to game out, you could have battleground town halls, for instance, let delegates vote. We have no time. And we also have a record of the Biden-Harris administration that a lot of people are really proud of. And she is the heir to that record. And the Trump team, they will try to run against that. But she's come armed, not with a knife, but with the kind of guns that she needs to talk about what's gone on with the economy, to talk about what they've done in terms of producing more oil than ever in history, what they're doing to expand Medicaid, capping insulin $35, et cetera. And you're seeing...
What is she talking about? No. Has she seen the last 3.5 years? Millions are dying, struggling, Jessica. Can't afford anything. Trying to put food on the table. Nothing's been done. Everything is up. It's a show. A circus, Jessica. Lied to the American people. She covered it up as well, Jessica. Different face, same policies that put America last. And that's why we're at where we're at now, Jessica.
The public react. It's not just Democrats, it's swing voters as well. I mean, $100 million in donations, 1.1 million unique donors, 62% are first-time donors. A lot of the big donors, except for one, I think, notably, but are back in. Reed Hastings just gave $7 million. He was one of the first ones to call on Biden to drop out.
Yeah. They had all that money and they had it frozen until he dropped out. And they wanted to credit all that to Kamala. We're not stupid. We know what this is and we know what it's all about. And that's why I'll tell them, good luck. Good luck.
Should also say that Trump's path to winning was running through getting many more Gen Z voters and many more black voters. The CBS numbers of Gen Z 62 to 37, Kamala advantage, and there were organizing calls for black women and black men. Over 40,000 people were on each of those calls.
Got it.
We're alive.
Okay, so Katie, they have been almost, like today, they're rebranding Kamala as a lifestyle brand.
Oh, again.
Right? So there's all that. We have a lot more. I mean, we have lots more to come on the show about all of this, but it's almost as if the Democrats are on this really long flight, and when the meal finally comes, you don't care what it is. You're like this is great, and I'm going to eat all of this and be happy about it.
Well, Kamala Harris can't come to this fight with any knives because they used all of those to stab Joe Biden in the back and get him out of the race. And he wanted to continue on to the DNC, but talk was that they were going to change the rules to try and get him off of the ticket and to get delegates to change their opinions. So that wasn't necessarily a voluntary action by the president. While Kamala Harris was giving her first big speech today, Donald Trump was holding a press call with reporters, and he was going directly after her record on the border. And he specifically said she has been part of a willful demolition of our nation's border and laws. So they're trying to rebrand, and they're doing it successfully with the help of the media, at least in the short term, her as a lifestyle brand or a good personality that people can get behind. The Trump campaign is still very focused on her record as a senator, her record with Joe Biden as his vice president. And that's what they're going to continue to focus on if Donald Trump can be disciplined as he was in the aftermath of the debate. Finally, I would just say that their RNC basically forced them into this position not to have a mini primary because the Republicans were so united after the week in Milwaukee.
There's no time. Yeah.
There's no time. They don't want to go into their convention not united, especially when there's just a couple of months till the election. There are some pros to Kamala Harris. She's been successful on abortion, getting people out to vote. She's also been very successful of using taxpayer money to register people to vote in a nonpartisan way. So there are some things I'll have to look out for, but the rebrand, they're going to keep focusing on the record.
The media I was getting some strong thrill up their leg Obama vibes today from the media.
And yesterday, I would say a couple of things are going on. Number one, I remember her first day last time. She had a great speech to open up, and I think President Trump, who was president at the time, commented, he goes, it was pretty strong. She could be formidable. And then she started giving interviews, and she was all over the place when it comes to issues. Where do you stand on fracking? I think I'm against it. Would you spend $10 trillion on a new Green Deal? Sounds good to me. How does that work? Where would the money come from? And it turns out the same thing followed her right into to the Naval Observatory, because her staff was quitting, saying she refuses to read background information, refuses to bone up on policy. But the one thing she's younger. She'll be crisp on the teleprompter. Those are two things that are pretty strong. I thought it was Tony Fabricio, who is Donald Trump's personal pollster, came out and said, look, she could get momentum and surge past Trump temporarily in the polls. But the thing that's weighing on her is the same thing that's hurting Joe Biden, what President Trump has not budged from. Their policies are bad. It caused inflation in Afghanistan, the border, and also Kamala, we see the Vice President of the United States walking down the steps after coming back from Milwaukee.
Go down those stairs.
Already she's ahead of the boss. And the last thing I'll say on this is her challenge will be when she sits down for an interview. When she sits down for an interview with people asking her real questions about where she stands and what has she done and what has she not done and what does she believe, that's the problem.
And where she's been. Like not Europe, but border.
What I would love, if you have a chance to Google this, if we didn't show it to you, but Chuck Schumer announced he was endorsing her, and he was basically like begging people to clap. So we'll see how all of it goes, but an exciting moment in the election.
I want to.
Like they say, different face, same policies that put America last.